What is going on, everyone? We are back with the live streams. My name is Connor. Welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. Hope everybody's been well. As I'm sure you've noticed, I took a little bit of a break, but nonetheless, what goes around comes around, and we are back around. We are back. So I'm excited for this first live stream in a while. We got a lot to talk about, even though the market's been just extremely slow overall. Really not too much happening. Altcoins still showing signs of strength, and we'll talk about the potential bottom being in already, but overall it's still a sucky market altogether, and there's really just not a lot of excitement, mostly boredom, time-based capitulation going on. And yeah, let's talk about all of that in this live stream. Let's go ahead and get this started like we always do with our crypto market overview. All right, so looking at things overall, at the current moment in time, Bitcoin is at $87,200, Ethereum right at $2,000, XRP 235, Sol 139. Not too much exciting stuff happening on the majors. Looking at the crypto bubble's top 100 on the day right now, we do have a lot of bounces with altcoins. As you can see, a lot of green out here. There's still red. Some altcoins still just going completely sideways, not doing too much at all. But yeah, right now it's a decent time to be in some longs. I'm currently long on Tau, only altcoin I'm in a position in like actively. But that's kind of the sum of things altogether right now. It's very slow. It's very boring. So let's get into the charts and go over this important information so that you guys have a better idea on what's going to happen next, at least from my analysis. So here we're looking at Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame. Now look, before I get into this analysis, let me go ahead and address the live chat. Whoops. Just hit that glass of water on my microphone here. Hopefully it's okay. But anyways, we got the Silvadala. We got Norala. What's going on, guys? We got PG. What's going on, PG? Asking about dog in me. We'll look at that in a moment. We got Zeph. This a trip. What's going on, my man? We got Topi. Good to have you here as well, Topi. Pot Spam, what's going on? And we got Zach as well as Armzilla. And Pluto is Frosty. What's going on? Pluto saying that he's also long Tau. Good to hear that. Yeah, it's looking pretty good as of right now. But anyways, looking at BTC right now, daily time frame. Here we are, $87,000. We're at a pretty critical moment. As you can see, I do have a trend line from the highs over here on January 30th when the Bitcoin price was $106,000. All we've done is just connect the highs. All right, so a nice daily time frame, confirmed trend line with already 3 touches. We're on the 4th touch now, really like the 7th touch, because for the last 4 days, the Bitcoin price has just been testing and battling on this daily time frame trend line. Okay, so obviously we want to see this break out and head higher towards our previous swing high level at $95,000. Really, nothing's changed. I haven't been live in like 2 weeks or so. But it's like the same analysis that I was sharing 2 weeks ago because the market's literally been that boring. We still need to reclaim $95,000. That's our key previous swing high level to essentially confirm some kind of new uptrend. So right now we're looking for the break of this trend line to 95K. We'll see if we do get it. It's pretty interesting because the inverse of this would be USDT dominance. And it's the exact inverse of it, right? This thing spiked all the way up to 5.85% on the 11th of March, which the 11th of March, we talked about it last live stream. That was the bottom for many, many altcoins. Again, showing how powerful this inverse correlation is. All right, so anyway, since that spiked up to 5.85% on the 11th of March, it has been kind of pulling back in a sense to this daily time frame trend line that goes all the way to January 20th, right? Remember when Trump launched the meme, the Trump meme, and then a few days later launched Melania? That was the top of the market. Well, that was all when USDT dominance was down here on support at 3.8%. Okay, again, showing that inverse correlation and how powerful it actually is, and why if you're not using USDT dominance in your charting, in your analysis, you're leaving out a gigantic piece of the puzzle. Anyways, we have our daily time frame trend line again confirmed with over 3 touches. We're on like our, I mean, you can call it the 4th, you can call it the 7th, whatever, because again, for the last 4 days, the price has been on this trend line. So obviously, we want to see this roll over and break this support so it goes lower. All right. And the big level we want to see essentially break for USDT dominance is we do have the swing low at around 4.55%, and we also have the lows from over here in February at 4.36%. So we're looking for a move, just like we want Bitcoin to go to 95K. We want USDT dominance to head down here to around 4.4 to 4.36%. That would line up directly. And then from there, if we end up breaking lower, that's essentially going to be like a really bullish period for altcoins, the altcoin season, if you will. If we do end up breaking, as you can see, I say bullish with a higher time frame close below this level at 4.36%. All right, so that's USDT dominance. There is still one untapped level higher at 6.1%. And if Bitcoin did end up going down and grabbing its liquidity at 72,000, that would obviously line up quite well with another spike up on USDT dominance up here to 6%. All right, so these are all things that I am looking at, and we don't know which direction it's going to go. Nobody knows which direction it's going to go, right? We're market speculators. So all we can do is have a plan in place and be ready to execute on whichever idea, whichever scenario does end up happening. All right, so back to BTC. Again, 72K, key liquidity still untapped. But the thing is, right, the total hit its key level on the 11th of March over here at 2.49 trillion. Total 2 hit its key level at 925 billion, again on the 11th of March. And that was the bottom. Hitting those key levels was enough to send altcoins for them to form a local bottom. And a lot of indecision was caused because Bitcoin never did hit its key level at 72. All right, but that's in general what we are looking for right now. We're looking for the break of these daily time frame trend lines on Bitcoin, on USDT dominance to the downside. Also, one thing to note is USDC. USDC. Right? This is the government-backed stablecoin, if you will, in the US. And I don't know if you guys have noticed. Let me see if I can pull up a tweet. But there's exchanges like MEXC, which in the past, they only used Tether USDT. But recently, they have started to list futures pairs, perpetual pairs with USDC. And this is something to note. Let me see if I can find any documentation on this. No, not really. But all you have to know is that big exchanges, for example, MEXC, they're listing futures pairs with USDC now instead of USDT. So at some moment in time, probably will be a catalyst for the bear market to plunge prices way lower when that comes around later on. But USDT will become obsolete in the future. All right, and it probably is going to happen in the within the next few years, I'd say, especially with this upcoming bear market. So we want to use USDC dominance just like we use USDT dominance. And if we look at this, it also looks ready to roll over. Okay, it came up here and hit supply at 2.3%, 2.37%. And now it's on its daily time frame trend line. We're looking for this to essentially roll over, which is bullish for the market, right? With this inverse correlation. Anyways, we got a super chat from our guy Juan. What is up, Juan? And he says, "Hey Connor, when in time could you look at the HEIR token, HEIR? Thank you as always for your content." Yeah, we can look at that. And then I just see Perry. He says, "Wouldn't it be smarter to use USDT plus USDC dominance together? FYI, due to EU MiCA regulations, I believe EU exchanges have to use USDC." That is correct. European exchanges do have to do that. But an exchange like MEXC is not strictly like a European exchange, right? They're global. But nonetheless, again, it's just something to note right now, the fact that they're listing USDC pairs. Now, your question about using the two together, you can do that. I personally find more weight on just using USDT. But again, in the future, I do see a shift happening over to USDC. The levels are way clearer on USDT dominance. That's why I use it primarily, not the two together. All right. if we go over here to watch list, I do believe I already have. Yeah, I have the two together right here. And I do look at it from time to time, but primarily I just like using USDT dominance. But hey, if you're like, it's all up to you as the trader, okay? Because there's 1,000 ways to skin the cat. There's 1,000 ways to look at this market and to consistently pull money from it, right? The ever providing market. It's always going to be there. It never closes in crypto. So if you have an edge that you can essentially utilize over and over again, you'll always be able to extract money from the market. So if you find yourself doing that consistently by using USDT plus USDC dominance, then keep doing that, right? For me, I like USDT dominance primarily, so I'm going to keep using that to answer your question, Perry. Anyways, let's get into the super chat from Juan about HEIR. It looks like it's a coin only listed on Uniswap, so we'll head on over to Dex Screener and take a look at it there. First thing to note, it's 4 days old. It has a volume of 103K, which is pretty low. It has a market cap of 228K. So this is like a micro cap, like shit coin, essentially, is the best way to describe this thing. So obviously caution must be utilized when looking at coins that are so new and so low in market cap and things like that. So the home of Family Fi, securing wealth and identity across generations. All right, this is interesting. Straight up, it reminds me of Safe Haven, SHA. This is a coin from like previous cycles that was doing something similar, like securing inheritances via crypto on the blockchain. Okay, so this hair token reminds me directly of Safe Haven SHA. It's not a new idea at all. Yeah, it's not a new idea at all. And it's what's the question? Could we look at the hair token? So look, Juan, I would be very careful with something like this. I wouldn't buy it personally. You're asking probably because you want to hear my take on whether or not like I would buy it or whatever. Like, it looks bottomed out. It does, but it's just so high risk and it's just like not an original idea at all. It's been used in the past many times, and now there's just a new token launching on base. I would just avoid this one altogether, man. If you do want to trade it, it doesn't look like a horrible spot because it's down like 90% from the highs. 91%. 200K market cap. Like, could it go much lower? Yeah, it could. But if you want to trade it, I would like not be take profit early, essentially. Don't become like a bag holder for the hair token is what I'm trying to say. All right, be smart about it and don't end up holding some worthless hair tokens if it doesn't work out and you buy it down here is the best way I would go about that. Anyways, Juan, I do appreciate that super chat, my man. Thank you for your support. Anyways, let's get back into these charts because that's where all the action is at currently. So again, back to the total and total 2, right? They hit their key respective levels. Total to 2.49 trillion. It made its low down here at 2.44. And that was the bottom, right? If we do see Bitcoin to 72K, right, a rejection from this trend line, if we don't get the breakout that we want, instead the bears stay in charge and they reject it from here. All right, you want to look for the total to go down to 2.39 trillion. And if that lines up with Bitcoin at like 70, 72K, whatever, even 68, guess what? That's a bottom signal. And that is going to be a great buying opportunity. All right. And same thing with the total 2 down here. Anywhere sub like 900 billion to 860 billion. Great buying op. If you see that, right? If we do end up getting rejected from here, from this trend line, and we end up rolling over again, and you see it down here, like that's going to be a very obvious buying op, and it's good to have that idea in your head already. So if this does end up happening, you're not frozen by analysis paralysis, like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Instead, you know, hey, this is the level where I've been waiting. All I need to do is press the button to buy things. I'm probably going to make money. All right, so that's why it's a good idea to have the scenario in your head beforehand, before it happens. You'll be ready to execute, obviously. Now, like I was saying in the intro to the stream, or early on in the live stream, I am long one alt at the current moment in time, and that is BitTensor. Here we go, our active trade watch list, and here we are at Tau. So why did I take this one? Let's do a little like journal, trade journal, a little education for everyone. Why did I take this Tau trade? That is up like 4% right now, spot, 3.3%, whatever. What inspired me to take this one? Pretty simple. Well, we were in this, right? Some people for sure were drawing their triangles, whatever. I wasn't necessarily looking at that. I was more in the sense looking at on the daily time frame. We had this wick, all right? So this swing, this is a swing. So I label this as a swing high. We had this daily closure on Monday, the 24th of March this week. We closed above the previous swing high. Okay, that's what's called a confirmed break of structure, right? It's a bullish break of structure. All right, when we have a daily candle close above a previous swing high like that, so that tells us, all right, we want to long a pullback. Simple stuff. From there, all we need to do is identify the level we want to long. All right, so how did I do that? Well, I went to the 23-hour, is directly there in the order block identified. So I said, yeah, cool. I want to long there, and that's exactly what I did yesterday when the price came down here. And as you can see, all right, we were able to get a profit from that, and as you can see as well, the stop losses moved up to break even, because you never want to have a losing trade, or you never want to have a winning trade turn into a losing trade. I'm waiting for a lot of other coins right now to hit levels. And we can go through a lot of them. But as of right now, that's the only position I am personally in. And we'll see. We'll see if more of my levels do end up getting hit. But in the meantime, that's what's cooking. One moment. All right. Sorry, just had to answer a message. Now for Ethereum, here we're looking at the ETH chart. And what's going on here on ETH? Well, it's kind of the exact scenario that I just shared on Tau. By the way, what's going on, Scott, all the way from Sydney, and Ladradoodle as well. Ladradoodle, we'll look at Nero ETH in a moment. But if we look at something like Ethereum, it's the same story that we just looked at on Tau, where, okay, we have this market swing, nice market swing, and we pulled back. So we labeled this, right, as a swing high at $2,069. All right, so we can go ahead and we can put some text that says like previous swing high or whatever works for you. We closed above it. We closed above it on Monday, and now we're pulling back. So what do we want to do? We want to long the pullback. All right, so we could utilize just like basic supply and demand and say this is a drop base rally. And we could have taken the long here at 1982. Now, personally, I want this 1937 level down here, or 1939. I want this wick low. And yeah, as you can see as well, if we change the time frames up, we do have an area that sticks out here on ETH. Down here at around 1925. All right, so essentially I want to long ETH in this area down here, like 1939 to 1920 or whatever. Stop below down here, like below 1900. Again, on the daily time frame, we have a confirmed break of structure. We want to long the pullback. It's simple stuff. It ain't rocket science. It's simply just an edge in the market that I've back tested and that works. And out of curiosity, I have pulled a fib, but let's just do it again. Oh, and what do we have here? Pretty interesting. From swing high to swing low, where's our 50% fib? It's right at the level we were just talking about, okay, which adds confluence to the trade. So yeah, if you see ETH down here, that's where I want to long it. You can do whatever you want, obviously, but that's what I'm looking at. All right, let's get into some questions, guys. Let's get into some questions. Pot spam, thoughts on treble? Bullish. I am still bullish on treble swap. Nothing has changed for the project. It's actually only gotten more bullish. I do believe they integrated. Let's check out their Twitter account for their updates. So yeah, first of all, 1 million treble staked, which is obviously that's a lot of treble tokens. But yeah, I think they're going to be integrating like other coins soon, right? Where you'll be able to buy like Toshi or Dog and Me or whatever on the exchange soon. So anyways, they're doing everything they said they would, and things are shaping up. Now, in terms of the chart here, okay, it did sell off to below 30 cents, and it's rebounded now back to 35 cents. Market cap 1.2 million. Look, like I said, it's been a really slow, brutal, boring time. But look, this thing it's held super well. Don't forget, what price did it launch at? It launched at 12 cents. At 12 cents. It's 35 cents right now. So almost 3x still from the launch in this complete dog shit market. Obviously, it did pump up pretty high, right, to 350, and it's pulled all the way back to 30. That happened in a hysteria-driven FOMO period where people lost all sense of rationale, I suppose, and just wanted to like chase after it and buy. If you were in the mastermind, we had access to the private sale at 5 cents. Everyone had access to the public sale at 10 cents. And then I said at like 23 cents in the mastermind to buy it if you don't have it. So even still, it's up. And I think it's going to cook hard. All right, I'm very bullish on treble swap. Out of the competition on base, it's still like the only V4 DEX. Uniswap has V4 now, yeah, sure, but like other than that, this is the first V4 DEX. It's like the only V4 DEX, and a lot of big things are coming. So bullish. If you're not aware of treble swap, look into it, and you'll understand why. Anyways, good question, Kavya. Shout out to Justin Andrews. What's up, Justin? And Kavya says, Connor, I have a small portfolio of big altcoins, but now I want to get some low caps in my portfolio. Can you suggest some good ones? Treble, good one for sure. There's memes I'm interested in. Right, the same shit, right? Nothing's changed. Memes like KeyCat. I think Apu is going to be one of the best ETH meme plays. Right, these aren't micro caps. These are still like 50 million, 76 million. And then Monad's coming up. Monad's coming up soon. And there is a project on Monad called Atlantis that I would highly recommend looking into if you want like something new with a lot of potential. Looks like the webpage isn't loading. But yeah, I would highly recommend looking into this if you want something with a lot of potential. Justin Andrews, is Ski still a good investment? So Ski did end up bottoming at 34 mil. Is this still a good investment? Yes, in the sense where Ethereum goes back up to at least like $4,000. It's going to do really well for base tokens, and Ski will probably go up too. Okay, whether or not it wants to come down lower, we'll see about that. It would be a lot better of an investment, obviously at a lower price, but there is signs of a bottom forming. But yeah, overall, I think Ski does well when ETH and the entire market in general picks up. Ladradoodle, appreciate all you do. Can we look at Nero ETH? Here's Nero ETH. On the daily, it looks pretty weak. In the sense where it just lost on the daily time frame. Okay, you have this swing. And over here on Tuesday, your daily candle, and even Wednesday, yesterday, you got 2 daily candles closing underneath this swing low on the daily. So that sticks out as a sign of weakness. It's a break of structure to the downside. So I wouldn't necessarily be in a rush to long this thing, if you know what I'm saying. It's just sticking out at me here. And let's see. Yeah, that sticks out at me. Very interesting. So, look, right now my bias is that this is weak. It's weak. It's just confirmed a break to the downside. I would not be in any rush to long this thing. Looking at this thing on an individual basis, not necessarily lining up with like Bitcoin or USDT dominance or anything like that. Just looking at this chart raw on its own, it's, again, pretty weak. So I'm not sure it's ready to pump yet. I think it does end up going a bit lower personally. And this looks like it's short from 3.136 cents or 0.03124. Yeah, down to like the mid to low twos. Dark Knight says, hi, Connor. Thoughts on Monad memes? Thoughts on Monad memes. So Monad right now it's in testnet, okay? So it's not like anything is real per se on Monad, right? It's all testnet tokens. It's not real. Let me show you real quick. Right, we can pull up Phantom Wallet. Right, I got myself some Monad and some other stuff, but it's all testnet. It's not real, okay? So any Monad meme right now, it's on testnet, so it's testnet meme token. It's useless. It's worth nothing. So my thoughts on Monad memes are when the mainnet goes live, it's going to be juicy. It's going to be a lot of opportunity there, right? They're building a really like organic like community over there at Monad. So it's probably going to be super exciting when the mainnet goes live. But for the time being, it's just the test net. So the meme coins are now completely worthless. Wait until mainnet goes live. Shout out to Woody Herzog. He says, great to see Connor in the saddle and catching him live. Thanks for the continuing alpha, tools, and straight talk. Woody, my man, you know it. Thank you for your support, sir. A lot of questions here today, guys. A lot of questions. Scott, we will go ahead and take a look at IP. I did have, let me see. I was marking this one up a bit the other day on the MEXC chart. So IP on MEXC. All right, first thing to note is the fact that it's just making continuous lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. And as you can see, it's unable to close any candle above a previous swing high. All right, can't like break the bearish market structure. So even though it's also making higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, it's essentially coiling up massively on the higher time frame. This is the best way to describe this current price action. It's coiling, consolidating non-directional volatility in like a gigantic pennant triangle pattern. Now, I had one member in the Mastermind asking me about this one. They were trading it. But yeah, this swing was closed above over here. This is obviously back testing, but on the 25th, right, it closed above the previous swing. So again, after it closes above a previous swing, you want to long the pullback, and then that would have been a nice opportunity. But that's now past. So we have to look forward. And looking forward, it's in the middle of the range. I am not like one to force things in the middle of the range. I typically will wait until a setup presents itself. So for me, this is just a no trade, okay? I'm not interested in the middle of the range right now where it is. I would like to see a move to one end of the extreme, either to the downside or to the upside. And let's go ahead and pull our Monday range up here. And looking at our Monday range, yeah, the Monday low. So at this point in time, I think this is a no. Don't even try and force anything here. But if you do see a move back into this identified demand zone below the Monday low, that could be a nice Monday low deviation. But here in the middle of this current range, it's no trade. No trade. And moving on, I will share with you guys what I'm looking at here for APU. And on APU, we got some interesting stuff developing. Why do I say that? Now, this setup can be applied across many different coins. And what's going on here on APU? Again, one of the memes I'm most interested in on the Ethereum network. We had you guys remember March 2nd and March 3rd, that Trump announcement about the crypto altcoin strategic reserve, XRP and Cardano, that pump and dump to then send us to the bottom on the 11th of March, a week later. Well, for the most part, on most coins, those highs from like March 2nd, March 3rd, those are like the most important previous swing high levels that need to be closed above. So we've labeled that here in APU. And on Tuesday, March 25th, we closed the daily candle above that previous swing high. So what do we want to do? You already know what we want to do. We have a confirmed break of structure to the upside. We want to long the pullback. How do we identify the level to long the pullback? How do we do that? Hopefully we have a few people at least that know the method to doing that. If you're completely clueless on how to do that, what I recommend you do right now, or after the stream, I should say, is you want to go to my channel, Crypto Empire Co. You want to search supply and demand. And you want to watch these supply and demand videos from 4 years ago, from 3 years ago, from 2 years ago. All right? This is going to put you ahead of most people. Just knowing basic like supply and demand. It's going to put you ahead of most people. So anyways, if you're completely clueless, that's where to start. Back to APU. Again, Tuesday, nice strong daily close. We want along the pullback. Where is that? In terms of time frame, no matter how you look at it, right? Rally base rally right here in the golden pocket. This is the level I like. 20.6 cents on APU. I'm waiting for it. Don't have a limit order. Maybe I'll put one in, but I'm ready to fire off a market order if and when price does make its way down here to 20.5 cents. And we're looking for a move to our level up here at 33 cents. Now, APU is one of those coins where I think it could go to $1 billion market cap. So obviously, a 30% move like that would only make sense to someone looking to like trade and be in and out. But APU right now it's 76.8 million. The idea that in a world where Ethereum goes to 4K, and then some big Ethereum memes end up like pumping hard, and this potentially goes, up to $1 billion in market cap. That's many X's. That's like what, a 13X or something from this current market cap level. There's a chance, again, like I said, that the bottom's fully in. It does appear that way, right? This thing like went all the way down to nothing, to the ground. At 10 cents, it's at 22 cents now. So even if you just want to be a spot holder, I would be like looking to start accumulating the coins you want to for the next run up, the next kangaroo market pump we're going to experience here. Whether that ends up being like just a test of the all-time high for Bitcoin, and then we go into a bear market. Maybe we go up to 125K and make a new all-time high on Bitcoin. Just like I was saying on my last live stream, and that was like 2 weeks ago, but again, the messaging is the exact same from 2 weeks ago. Go watch that live stream, the other most recent one I did. I basically said at this moment in time, I'm like preparing for another market cycle. So like I said, whether or not Bitcoin's going to go test the all-time high, make a new all-time high, go to like 200K, which I think is a very low probability of happening at this point in time, I would just be preparing for that type of scenario. And you want to, even though the market's just still so boring, we don't have any confirmed like bullish stuff on Bitcoin right now in terms of the charts. My mindset is that start prepping for another upward swing. And APU is one that I definitely want to have. All right, let's see. Pluto is Frosty said he just longed render. I'm not sure what your trading strategy is. I'm not sure what your trading strategy is to long render here, but obviously it could work for you. I personally, if I was going to take a long, I personally would just wait for a break of a previous swing high before that happened, because you're longing resistance. Okay, right? We have a swing high here. We have one here. We're unable to close any daily candle above those. We did close above this one, right? So that, yeah, that's something. And if we were going to look to long a pullback, right, we would be longing somewhere in these levels. Okay, so look, I don't want to tell you how to trade. It's your money. It's your idea, right? There's 1,000 ways to skin the cat. But me personally, it's just a no trade for me here. But hey, you do you. Let's see. Lucas Nagiera says, "Hey Connor, thoughts on CRV?" Well, CRV came super close today to something I was waiting for, but it didn't actually hit the level I was waiting for, which some people might say is unfortunate, but that is just the way the game works here in the trading world. Sometimes you can't always get what you want. So my thoughts on CRV, again, we had this marked as a previous swing high. We closed above it. All right, we wanted to long this level at 45 cents. We never got that pull back to that level. We also had the swing high from March 2nd. We closed above it yesterday. Amazing. All right, and now today, well, as you can see at least, I've identified like 61, 62 cents as a level to short, as you can see. And today's wick didn't quite get there. It got a bit front run. Some wicks kind of towards that area and a bit of a rejection. Also on the lower time frames, right, we do have some pretty clean bearish divergence. And we also have a nice 1, 2, 3. A nice 1, 2, 3 triple drive on the 1 hour. So after being involved in trading, learning on my own for the past 8 years now, basically, I've learned to not do anything unless my plan gets hit, and my plan hasn't been hit. So I'm not in any position here on CRV. If we did end up coming up here to 61.5, 62, great. I'll be looking to short. If we ended up now coming down to 46, great. That's the level I would want to long. But here it's nothing, all right? Watch for another little push higher, though, into the low 60s. But you basically would have had to been watching the lower time frames this morning to be able to take an entry on this. But that's not how I do it. That's not how I trade. So yeah, as of right now, it's a bit of a wait and see type of game for CRV. The plan's very well in place. Yeah, if we do see this though, entry, look for this move. But we'll see how it goes. Can't try and force it. Justin Andrews with an interesting question. Justin Andrews says, what's your take on AI agents like Crow? So my take on AI agents, obviously, it was a passing fad. Are AI agents real and useful technology? Yes, absolutely. But when they're packaged like they were in crypto, and when the product is just false marketed to be these amazing things, but they're not, on top of it just being in a gigantic bubble, it's going to be really hard for any of these coins to do well in after the bubble bursted. And the bubble did burst. That bubble is long gone. It's behind us. So thoughts on AI agents now, specifically virtual as agents, Crow. It's kind of obsolete now, in my opinion. So this is empowering traders with data. I mean, anybody who knows how to trade and like is consistently profitable, they don't need a crow bot to help them trade. They have their edge. I have my edge, and I can just continue to do that, right? The only people this applies to are like the people that are like searching for some holy grail to like help them finally make money trading or whatever. It's bullshit. It's just bullshit. So that's my thoughts on Crow. Right? Anybody that it's actually good doesn't need some AI thing for data. Can it be a useful integration to their already existing profitable strategy? Sure it could be, but like this is just appealing to some like noob who's like trying to finally crack the secret code. Newsflash, there is no secret code. There's no secret formula. There's no holy grail. It's literally just being disciplined over a long enough period of time if you want to be a consistently profitable trader, right? So some crow bot isn't going to help you do that. This is bullshit. Anyways, moving on. Let's see. PG says, hi, Connor. I'm still holding Dog and Me. Thoughts on that? Didn't get listing yet. Do you think it can go higher? Similar to Toshi. So Dog and Me was announced to get listed on Coinbase. And just like Toshi, right, it took a few weeks from the time of that announcement to the actual Toshi listing. Where is this? Wrong one. Dog and Me. Here we are. Thoughts on this? So you say you're still holding. Now, I have a few questions in regards to that statement. What's your entry? Okay. Because let's say you were buying down here at like 20 million. Maybe you bought some at 13 million. And, it pumped up to 116 million. Okay. So that's like a 5 to a 6x plus if you were buying that low. Now, if you started buying after this pump happened, you're in danger of seeing significant drawdown. Okay, so it really depends on how you position yourself. You make money on the buy always, right? Just like real estate, you make money on the buy, not on the sell. Same thing on crypto. If your entry is horrible, it's going to be hard to turn a profit. So thoughts on Dog and Me? Yes, the Coinbase listing is very exciting. It's very big for the project. Is that going to be enough juice now to like pump this thing to 500 million or a billion? It could be when it gets listed. It's really hard to say whether or not it follows the exact Toshi script and just immediately starts to pump on the Coinbase listing. Most people, most retail, they're thinking it's going to be just like Toshi and it's going to pump on the Coinbase listing. What if the whales say, hey, we know everyone thinks it's going to pump. Let's just go ahead and rug them and take their money and send this thing back to the gulag and they're left bag holding while we made millions. What if they decide to do that? Okay, so that's why I say it's very important to position yourself properly with a good entry. I wouldn't be a buyer up here. Okay, you're buying at an extreme premium. Look at the weekly time frame. You're literally buying at an extreme premium up here. This is all premium. You want to buy the discount. The discount's down here. So yes, Coinbase listing, great. It's still trading at a premium price. Okay, so I would say for you, if you're in a profit, you want to at least secure your initial investment. And like, yeah, if you're positioned from much lower, definitely continue to hold a bag. If you're positioned from like up here, you're at like break even or you're up like 10%, you would have to utilize a stop loss and just get yourself out of it if this ends up rolling over and coming back down. But overall, it's definitely one of the strongest base meme coins out there, obviously with that Coinbase listing announcement. It's just the fact that it's trading at a premium price. And I wouldn't be a buyer at premium, never, because that's how you just get wrecked. Right? Same thing with the people buying like something like Treb on the pump. Like you had the opportunity to buy an extreme discount for like weeks, before the launch and then you decide to buy an extreme premium. It doesn't make sense. That's how you get destroyed. Anyways, let's move on. Shout out to Ghost, my man Ghost. He says, welcome back, Connor. Thank you, Ghost. Yeah, smash up the like button, guys. Less than a 50% viewer to like ratio right now. Smash up that like button. Thank you for your support. GH says, bearish short. Yeah, it's in supply. This is definitely a good call. She said that GH. My man GH. Yes, indeed. Still right at this 88.6. So what I've done here is I've measured this swing. All right, we have this swing. All right, swing high down to the swing low, and I'm just checking to see what the Fibonacci retracement levels are here. All right, we have the swing high to a swing low, and we're now coming back up. So I'm looking at the measurement levels there on that move back up, currently underway. And right, if we're just going to draw a basic range, this is the low, this is the high. Obviously, we're now up here at the top of the range, the premium of the range. Okay, we're at the 88.6 fib. We're in a supply zone. It does look like an obvious level to short. Also, one thing to note as well, to add confluence to a short idea. Over here on Monday, it closed above this previous swing high level, right? So what do you want to do? You want to look to long, and you probably want to do that in this demand zone here, okay? So if we're going to see a move to that level, it's probably going to happen from supply here. Multiple things sticking out like a sore thumb here for a short. Whoops. Multiple things. So I mean, I would you could take it now. 8.8% though is a lot of risk. So maybe you would want to wait for slightly higher. But either way, yeah, this is the area to look for a short. Back to demand to long demand. Yes, I agree with you, GH Barra. Let's see. Scott says the only coin I have in USDT at the moment. The only coin I have is USDT at the moment. That's also gone down against AUD. Haha. Yeah, that's funny, Scott. How's the Aussie dollar doing? I'll look at that another time. But yeah, that's annoying, huh? Your stable coin is losing value versus your native currency. Let's see, we have a question from Imran, or not really a question, more of a request. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Imran Tutor Star, he says, sir, REI long position, guide, comma, sir. Again, not really a question, more of like a request. Let's go look at REI though. REI-USDT.P. And you say you were in a long position. Yeah. I mean, pretty clean, like breakout, retest, and go here. Sometimes it really is that simple. All right, we can do all these complicated things like finding order blocks, and fair value gaps, and using fibs, using supply and demand, using all that. 1 second. Gotta do something. Whatever. I'll wait till after the live stream to do that thing. Anyways, yeah, we can do all that complicated stuff, but sometimes, right, we just see close above long the retest. So yeah, if you're long from here, that looks good. It looks like your target would be the highs from March 2nd up here, March 3rd, right at 3.6 cents. I probably would look to sell some here at 3.388. But yeah, it looks like a pretty good trade as of now. And if you did see, a move into here, I would be a buyer. If your long fails and you see a move here, I would be a buyer. Let's see. We got The Truth Trill. He says crash coming, eclipse on the 29th of March. Look, it's not out of the book of possibility. Again, for anyone joining in later on in the live stream who did not see the beginning of the stream when we went over Bitcoin and the other major charts, essentially what we're looking for right now is just a simple confirmed trendline breakout. Okay, here's Bitcoin on the daily time frame. The past 4 days here, we've just spent kind of just grinding along this trendline resistance, unable to break out above higher. All right, this would be a big move, and it would probably take us up here to the previous swing high levels at 95K. Same thing on USDT dominance. We are looking for the breakdown here. Okay, we're looking for the breakdown, which would probably take us down to at least 4.6, but possibly even 4.36%. All right, so if we're unable to break these levels, right, if Bitcoin is unable to break resistance, and stablecoin dominance is unable to break support, these support trend lines, and they instead want to go higher. They want to bounce, and Bitcoin also wants to bounce lower. Then yeah, we could crash on the 29th at the end of the month. One thing as well, Bitcoin dominance, it looks toppy. It does look toppy. We're getting very close to the top here on Bitcoin dominance. But we could still potentially push to like 66% first and make one last high to complete the triple drive. Where's my eclipse tool? Here, the ellipse, sorry. The ellipse, not the eclipse. My man said eclipse on the 29th. That's why I said eclipse. Let me get my magnet off, right? So we could potentially complete our triple drive here on Bitcoin dominance. And that would be awesome. I would love to see this. One last little drive up. Okay, cool. Bitcoin would have to go down to 72, right? ETH would probably go down to 1,500. Altcoins would probably go and retest their lows or retrace like to the golden pockets, right? Because again, total and total 2 have already hit their key levels. Total 3, right? It hit 721 billion. All right, that was pretty damn low for these. They hit their key levels. Bitcoin did not hit 72. But if Bitcoin was to hit 72, that would line up with Bitcoin dominance up here at 66%. And that would just be like just a gift from the heavens to buy altcoins. It would be so obvious. Most people would still be paralyzed by fear. But that would be the ideal scenario in my book, at least. We'll see how it goes. You can't try and like force it. You just gotta make your move when it's time to make the move. And these are brief windows of opportunity. If you guys have been in crypto, you know. Sometimes you got a minute to buy something. Sometimes you got a day. Sometimes you got a week. In the bear market, you got like a few months maybe to buy something. But when that opportunity closes, that window closes, it's gone. So be ready. Be ready. My man, the truth Trill. If that happens, I would love to see it happen, man. My man Emin, what's going on? Emin, good to see you. All good, man. And we also got Furbo Carpo. What's going on, Furbo, my man? And let's see, what do I expect from April? What do I expect from April? We're still in kind of undecided waters, but to be honest with you, I'm kind of leaning towards these breaking. Right, I'm leaning towards Bitcoin breaking this resistance trend line. I am leaning towards stablecoin dominance breaking the support trend line. I think we're going to see some pumps, but if we do end up rejecting here, I would immediately change my bias. But right now I'm kind of biased to the upside, but I'm ready to flip if the charts tell me otherwise. I'm just looking to see if this is actually going to happen. If it breaks this, stablecoin dominance breaks this and rolls over here, obviously that's going to send altcoins into some big parabolic pumps up. So I'm open to all scenarios. And we have a question about RSR, reserve rights. So it's made its way all the way to the highs from March 2nd. It's made its way up here. These are resistance levels. Whoops. I want my fib. And I want to take it from here to here. All right. So we are stopping right at the 38.382. We got our 50% up here at 009. We got our golden pocket at 1 penny. Is this thing just going to parabolically pump up? It could. But I'd be kind of doubtful of that personally. Just super clean price action, right? If you were on this, if you were on top of this, this would have been like just easy. This one here at least, right? Where you have a swing. Okay, you close above on the daily, buy the pullback pump. Okay. You had the next swing high, right? You close above that, but it never gave the opportunity to buy any pullback. So it would be in this area. I could break this down and see if that's already tested. I still like that candle that I isolated. So yeah, for RSR, I would be in this is an area to look for shorts, and the area to long would be down here like 006. Question is, does it go for this before making a move here? Does it go for this and then end up pulling back to a higher level to go and continue an uptrend. That's all up in the air. But yeah, if you do see RSR like crash, 006 is where to look to be a buyer. And I would be careful trying to like long resistance currently for RSR. Now, guys, I am going to be releasing a Monad airdrop video very soon. Right? Going back to the old school classic airdrop tutorials that I made a lot of in the bear market in 2022. I've made a few of them throughout the years. Right? If you guys go to the channel and just search airdrop, it's all well documented. And I mean, it doesn't make crazy money, but it makes money, right? Here's a video from 8 months ago, how I made 10 grand from airdrops. And I did pretty minimal effort, to be honest with you. And like these projects just gave me 10K, which was cool. So it works. It does work. So anyways, I'll be making a Monad airdrop video again soon. And the thing is, this faucet for the Monad testnet sucks. Why does it suck? Well, they give you 0.05 Monad from the faucet, as you can see when you put your address here. You hit get testnet. Okay, refresh. Half the time it doesn't work. And if it does work, they'll send you 0.05. So it's really hard to do anything on the testnet with such a small amount. It says faucet is currently closed. Please try again another time. It never works. So unless you have a friend to send you Monad on the testnet, you really can't do anything. So here's what I propose. I'll give away some Monad. As you can see, I have 30. This is testnet. It's not real money, but you need it if you want the airdrop to use the testnet. So guys, after the live stream ends, if you comment not only just your Monad address, there needs to be like at least one sentence and then your Monad address, so it doesn't look like a bunch of spam comments. I'll be sending Monad to 10 people for the testnet so that you guys can do the airdrop. I'm going to do the same in the video. If you leave a comment with your address, I'll say it then. But yeah, so after the stream ends, drop your Monad testnet address, and I'll pick 10 people and I'll send them some Monad tokens. Because like I said, the faucet just never works. And when it does work, it gives you 0.05. So yeah, when we end the stream shortly, leave a comment with your Monad airdrop address plus one sentence, and we'll pick 10 winners. And be on the lookout for the Monad airdrop guide tutorial coming out soon. And this is probably going to launch in like May. So I think you probably still have like 4 to 8 weeks to farm the airdrop. And it could result in a few $1,000 per wallet, potentially per wallet. So it could be pretty lucrative. And yeah, be on the lookout for that, guys. But for the time being, that's all we got for today here at Crypto Empire. A little bit of an introductory live stream, back in the action, back in the mix. Took a little bit of a break, but hey, we're back. And yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of me here on YouTube. So smash up that like button if you guys enjoyed this live stream. Drop a comment or leave a live chat comment on what you want to see, what type of content you'd like to see from regular videos, even though I have a lot of ideas that I plan on producing. Anyways, lads, great having you all here. It was great to be back. Thank you, everyone, for showing up, for commenting, for liking, for supporting the channel. And this is just the start. And I'll see all you guys very soon. Subscribe here if you're new to Crypto Empire. And that's all I got for today. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I will see you in the next video.